Yeah, update on Jeff's harness. I still haven't dealt with these wires yet. I'll get with them in a little bit. One wire there has got to be connected there with a barrel connector. I'll take care of that in a little bit. Still have the pump thing, but the big news is we're getting this organized. So the basic layout is this is an exhaust gas temp sensor, and it looks like it's got maybe a resistor hooked up in series with it. So I'm just going to leave that out there for now. I can always take a resistance measurement, see if there's a resistor there or if that's just plugged off. If it's just plugged off, we can just delete it or just cut it off, tie it off. This is the MAF all cleaned up, separated, it was hooked up with something else. That's cleaned off. I put a new spiral wrap on it to protect it. Got your couple grounds here. This is the air regulator. Got a new protector on that. This is the fuel pressure regulator override for hot restarts. I cut that plug off. I'm going to shorten that. It was really long, so I'll put a couple crimps on that, fix that, and we get the length right. This is your TPS with both the pot and the switch. Got that worked out. And the basic layout is sort of like this on the engine. That's why I have it like this. You know, the MAF's in the front, the TPS is down here somewhere. The pressure regulator is kind of up high up there. That's the distributor hookup. Again, I cleaned that up, put a new sheath on it here. I bundled all the injectors together. A couple of them are too short. I'll probably have to extend those to make them long enough to work. That's no problem. I'll just make them all the same length. It's easier to do that. Don't worry about if one's a little bit longer or too short, but I'm pretty sure these are too short. And I've got them organized so that, you know, it's one. I'm not going to try to explain the firing order, but there's a certain firing order they should be in. Basically, two banks. This is your fuel temperature. This plugs into the thermistor that goes into the fuel pressure regulator. I'm going to get something to cover this. I got some nice heat shrink to put on that. They'll fix that up. It's just a single wire. This is the IAC. So this is the one that I'm going to work on. I'm going to probably have to use a MOSFET or some other kind of switching device that will take this and switch it to drive the IAC that I stole off the Fords. You know, those Fords have those IACs, but I think they draw too much current. I wouldn't want to overdrive it. So I'm thinking maybe even an ignition module might work to drive that thing. We're going to play around with that a little bit. I'm going to leave it out there. Don't have to use it, but if I can make it use it, might as well put it in circuit. Here you've got your O2 sensor. That was fine in configuration. I just taped it up. I've got the ground. One of those is the ground for the O2 sensor. I don't remember what the other grounds for. That's it. And I got a couple extra here. I'm pretty sure one of these is a hot, and one of these is a ground. You know what I didn't see here? I didn't see the speed sensor. I'm going to have to find out what happened to that. Maybe that's I don't know where that is. Maybe that's one of these. You know, it may very well be one of these over here, right? Because remember, the speed sensor would go to the body control module. You know, so it's not on the engine. So likely one of these is going to be the speed sensor. In fact, I think it's even one of these. I think it might be even that purple one. I can't remember. Let me see if that number rings a bell. 29. Yeah, I'm pretty sure number 29 is a speed sensor. So what we have here is I still got to deal with this. I don't know what this is. This is still the knock sensor. I got rid of the one extra wire. I just taped it off. It was something coiled up here that had something to do with something called lockup. I think it probably had to do with automatic transmission, so I got rid of that. There's absolutely no need for that whatsoever. So the only thing we got to do now is, like I said, work out the remaining these, the fuel and the fuel pump relay, and a couple other little guys like what is this stuff doing? But the more difficult part is actually knocked out. That's getting all these separated, organized, protected, laid out. It's going to be a real nice harness, Jeff. You're going to like this thing a lot. What is this? Oh, cylinder head temperature sensor. What I did, Jeff, here, this one was like way up here, so I separated this out because this one can go, depending on what you're running. If you run the cylinder head temperature sensor, it runs on the side of the head. It'll kind of wrap around the back of the engine and plug it on the side, or it can go to the thermostat housing, whichever way you're running. But I think I ran out of the stuff I need. I need some really small stuff. This really thin protector for that. So I'll get some of that, get some more of that stuff, and make that look nice. And then of course we'll tape this up to make this all secure and good to go. But yeah, what I was saying is, since this harness did not require hardly any modification whatsoever. The only thing you have to deal with here is just like I said, just separating the components, like they're ganged together and taped together, all that kind of stuff. Like all the fuel injectors are split into two looms. Okay, we'll undo that, put them all together, delete a few things, organize a few things, run it. It's mostly just separating and reconfiguring. This is ridiculously long, but the reason I didn't try to shorten that is A, I don't know exactly how short it should be, and B, more importantly, there is a shielded cable in there that I don't really feel real comfortable about cutting that. So my suggestion, what I'm going to do on mine, what I would suggest for Jeff as well, just leave it long. It worked fine long before. Why upset the loom? I mean, it's perfect. So I mean, if we were going to replace this head, and frankly those pins look perfect, I wouldn't touch them. If we were going to replace this head unit here, then okay, then you could cut it to size and deal with splicing on the shielded cable part. But short of doing that, I would leave that exactly alone. Anyway, like I said, this harness is a piece of cake. There's just not that much to modify because it's basically designed for a 300ZX turbo. The only thing we deleted was that lockout, the EGR, and one or two other little things. I don't remember, the electronic water thingamajig, whatever that was all about. But yeah, it's coming along really nicely. Let's see here, what's going to do? Yeah, I just have to figure out what these few remaining things are all about. And again, I suspect this is just some kind of a extra power supply. Oh, that was what I was going to tell you about up here. We've got these are the like I said, I think one of these is a switch power. I think one of them is ground. I'm probably just going to tape these off and put them out here, and then if you need to run an accessory of some kind, you'll have an easy to access power and ground. So I'll probably just leave those out there, clip them off, put a connector on it, and just call it a day. Leave that be. Yeah, we're looking really good here. All right, later. That's part 3, I think. Bye.